Guys, I'll be really honest with you. Till the time I had not joined EY, I had not heard about CPA. Once I joined EY and I started interacting with my colleagues, the bosses there, managers, even partners at the firm, I would always hear them talk a lot about, CPA and how much it is growing in India and how much money people just being in the Indian firms are able to make just because of this one certification that they've done. And I was getting a major FOMO and regret at that time that I wish I had known about CPA. Anyways, guys, long story short, I don't want you guys to have the same regret. That is why, guys, in this particular video, I will tell you each and everything that you need to know about CPA. Guys, I promise you, by the end of this video, I'm pretty sure you don't need to watch any other video because everything will be clear. Guys, I will be dividing this video into 3 parts. Firstly, I'll give you all the details about CPA. Secondly, I'll talk about the cost structure and break down the complete cost structure of doing CPA in India as an Indian student. And thirdly and lastly, I will talk about the pros and cons of doing CPA, who should do CPA, who should not do CPA, why and all of that. So without any further ado, let's get started. Firstly, guys, talking about CPA, CPA stands for Certified Public Accountant. In a layman's term, it is like becoming a chartered accountant, but in the US for the US. Simple as that. Now, this CPA certification is managed by AICPA, which is the body that conducts these exams, and they are the issuing body for giving you the license of CPA. Guys, in order to do CPA, you need to do both, give exams and also have relevant work experience. In total, you need to give 4 exams, and I will talk about that in detail from some time from now. Anyways, in order for you to do CPA, you need to be really good at 2 things. Number 1 is GAAP and number 2 is IFRS. GAAP stands for Generally Accepted Accounting Principles and IFRS stands for International Financial Reporting Standards. Now guys, these are the 2 things that you need to be really good at in order to clear your 4 exams of CPA and eventually become a CPA. Now the major doubt that students often ask me is, Kavach bhaiya, can we finish our class 12 and then immediately start preparing for CPA and start doing CPA? Now guys, the answer is a yes and a no. Yes is that nobody is stopping you from preparing for CPA, but students cannot do CPA after class 12. In fact, you cannot appear for any exam of CPA in your college time because the minimum mandatory requirement is that you need to have finished your bachelor's degree. In fact, guys, the real logic is there is nothing to do with bachelor's or master's. The reality is that they are looking for certain credits and each student needs to have a minimum of 120 credits and can go up to maximum of like 150, 160 credits in order for you to start appearing for these CPA exams. Now, what are these credits? Let me explain that to you. You join a college, right? You study in that college, you give some exams. Each exam that you give in your college has certain credits given to it. 3 credits, 4 credits, all that. Likewise, by the end of your graduation, you should have accumulated certain credits. Now, heavy courses like say finance courses, BBA courses, BCom courses has high credits, 140, 160, 180. Some BA courses have credits like 80, 90, 100, likewise. So, by the end of 3 years, 4 years, you need to make sure you have a minimum of 120 credits and it can go as high as like 150, 160. Now, why am I telling you that? I'll explain that to you now anyways from now. However, I also want to tell you that sometimes for some people, the undergrad credits are not enough for them to appear for CPA, and that is why those people have to do a master's also, maybe an MBA or a master's in finance or MCom, and once the minimum credits are made is when they can start appearing for CPA exams. Now, how are these credits decided? Guys, the reality is that US works on a state model. That means each state inside US is a different entity altogether. Unlike in India where you say, okay, you become a chartered accountant, that means you are a chartered accountant for the whole of India, whether Punjab or Karnataka or Maharashtra or Tamil Nadu. In US, it is not the case. In US, every state has different policies, and that is why even before you start your CPA journey, you need to decide through which state are you going to be appearing for CPA. Once you decide that, suppose I want to do it from California, then you will have to check what are the minimum credit requirements for California. Now, just to give you an example, California has a minimum credit requirement of 150. Then you need to check your degree, which means that whether you're doing a BBA or a BCom or economics honors, are you getting 150 credits or not? If you're getting, great. If not, then you have to do other certificate courses or all of those things so that you get minimum 150 credits. Guys, important thing for you people to note here is that even before you start your undergrad degree, you need to make sure that if you're really serious about CPA, make sure you get the minimum requirements of credits, right? If not, then you'll again have to do a master's or other certificate courses and all that, which will just stretch your time unnecessarily. And I don't want that to happen. Now coming to the exams of CPA, like I told you guys, in total, there are 4 exams that you need to give. Now, what are these 4 exams? Number 1 is audit, which is auditing and attestation. Number 2 is FAR, which is financial accounting and reporting. Number 3 is regulation. And for the 4th exam, you have the option of either choosing from tax compliance or business analysis or information systems, and you get to choose. And these are the 4 exams. Guys, each of the exams will take you 4 hours, and it is a combination of MCQs and task-based simulations. So TBS and MCQs, they are going to be combined, which means there are going to be some questions they're going to give you and you have to choose between A, B, C, D, and some are going to be real life scenarios or tasks that you'll have to, stimulate of how it happens in the real world, and you have to give those things. One good part is that there is no negative marking for these exams. That means you are free to attempt as many questions as you want. Another very important thing to note is that, guys, after you have given the first exam, you only have 18 months to finish the remaining exams. Sometimes people feel that they can give one exam and after that they can take a break of 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, all of that. That is not possible. Within the 18 months you need to give the remaining 3 exams. Now guys, usually students often ask me, Kavach bhaiya, how much time does it take for a student to complete CPA, and is this possible with work life or not? See guys, to be honest with you, so many of my students today have become CPAs and they have on an approximate level taken about 1.5 years to 2 years to complete CPA. Yes, that is the only time that they've taken. Now some people have done it along with their working. Some people had prepared in college and then when they were working they just finished their exams and all of that. Ultimately there are multiple exam windows for which you can register and do it. There is no one size fits all. I cannot say that it will only take 1 year for everybody to complete it or 2 years. Some people do it in 1.5 months, some people do it in 1.8 months. So it's completely up to you and the kind of preparation that you have done. Now moving to the second part of this video, which is the complete breakdown of the cost structure for this video. Guys, first and foremost thing that you need to do is you need to get your verification for your degree done. Like I said, this whole thing about minimum requirements for credits, 150, 120, different states and US have different policies. There is a proper agency. In fact, there are 2 or 3 agencies that do these verifications for you before you can even register. And this verification will cost you somewhere around 19,000, 19,500, where you have to, submit your degree to this verification company, and they will verify whether the degree that you submitted, is it true, valid or not, and the kind of credits that you got, is it valid for the state that you're applying for? Like I said, for California, 150 credits, is it valid or not? So this is 19,000. After that, guys, there is 10,000 rupees of application fees that you need to pay, which makes the total to 29,500. After that, each exam will somewhere cost you from 62 to 65,000 rupees, which makes again the total of 62,000 rupees into 4, and again those 2 things will somewhere mota cost you around 2,77,000, 2,80,000 rupees. Now this is just the fees that you're paying to the AICPA body and all of that. Now with this, guys, there is coaching also. Now I do not have one size fits all figure again for coaching, because some people are doing it purely on themselves or just by watching YouTube videos. Some people have enrolled in different agencies and everything. I can honestly suggest you that you don't necessarily require a lot of coaching also, because there's good amount of information available online. So if it is possible, you should definitely save the money. But then I also understand, guys, there's so many students who are not able to prepare just by watching YouTube videos and on their own, and for that they need to register with a coaching institute and all that. See guys, I'm not going to be naming any coaching institute in this video, but anyways, you can take the ballpark figure from somewhere around 1,20,000 to about 1,50,000, 1,80,000 rupees. This is what is going to cost you if you enroll with any particular coaching institute, and you can add that total, and then the total comes to about 4.5-5 lakh rupees is what it will take for you to get done with your CPA. One very important thing here to note is that if you fail any exam, you need to repeat it. So in this 4.5 lakh rupees, I have not taken any repetition cost, which means if suppose Rahul is watching this video and Rahul is not able to clear his FAR exam, he has to give it again, then again 62,000 rupees will be added. So make sure you do not fail a lot of these attempts, because the more you do, the more it is going to add to your cost structure. Along with that, I was talking to one of my students, and the big mistake that he had done was that he had given fees of all the exams at once. Now, if you give the fees of all the exams at once, then you need to complete all of them within 9 months itself. If you don't do that, then your money is wasted. So guys, what I would suggest you is pay for one exam, clear it, then pay for another, then clear it, pay for another, then clear it. Don't do this mistake of registering for all the 4 exams all at once. In the cost structure, major doubt the students have asked me is, Kavach bhaiya, is there any scholarship opportunities? Is there any way, just like in ACCA, we get some exemptions of papers? Is it possible then we get some exemption of papers here also? Now guys, simple honest answer is there is no scholarships for Indians for CPA. There are scholarships which are available, but it is for the US residents, and unfortunately, if you're an Indian, you will not be able to do that. Second thing, there are no exemptions as well. You need to give all of these 4 exams. In fact, along with these 4 exams, there's something called as an ethics exam also that you need to give, and you need to score really well in that in order to get your final license of CPA. But that again is a different video altogether. But unfortunately, guys, there is no scholarship that is there. However, I can definitely tell you about something called as employer-based scholarships. Now, why do I know this is because I was working at EY. In EY, if you tell them that you're interested in CPA and you want to get done with it, they are very much willing to sponsor you for all these exams, and sometimes even sponsor you for these coachings. And it's not only EY that is doing it. All the top big four firms do it, like EY, PwC, KPMG, Deloitte, and few of the other Indian firms also who are trying to get clients from the US. They are also willing to sponsor students who want to do CPA. Obviously, they will not do it for free for you, which means that they will sign a contract or a bond with you for the same. That means that if Kavach Khanna is paying Rahul Mathur, 5 lakh rupees to get his CPA done, then Rahul has to work with me for the next 15 years or next 5 years. Something like that, because then once you become a CPA, your value is going very high. Why will they let you go? So they will ask you to be with them and work with them and help their company or their firm grow. So if you're okay with signing such kind of a bond or this golden handcuff, then let them pay for you and you do it, and then you be with the firm for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever the contract is. But please make sure you are aware of this contract before signing. Sometimes students are very happy कि free में हो रहा है, so let's get done with it, and then later on they realize, we have to be here or pay them back that money with some penalty. So I hope that is clear to you. Now coming to the last part of this video, which is what are the pros and cons of doing CPA as an Indian student. See guys, firstly talking about the pros of doing CPA. Number one is that it is not as competitive as CA. Just like, there's so much competition in India for CA, and people are preparing from class 9th, class 10th, full college that they're giving. In fact, people are not going to college because they want to prepare for CA. Unlike that, CPA is a very systematic process. It's not very competitive. You give the exam. If you clear it, you become, and you get your relevant work experience and you get that license. So if you are looking for an option which is not as competitive as CA, I think CPA is a good option for you. Number two is it requires less time and effort. Now, please guys, do not confuse it by saying that Kavach is saying that CPA is easy. It is not easy, but like I said, it requires less time and effort. If you are smart, if you've done your undergrad, and if you know like, okay, if I block this time and prepare for these 4 exams, you can clear it. I have seen people, unlike CA, which takes again 3-4 years, multiple attempts, CPA, people have done it in one shot very easily. It does not require a lot of rocket science. It's not, as complex as you think. And this again can be one of the reasons. In fact, people, once they get into the stream of doing certifications, they're doing ACCA, CPA, CFA, FRM, CS. They are just going on and on because they are systematic process behind these exams. And if you understand that, you can get done with it. Third reason why people should do CPA in India is because of its global recognition. Tomorrow, suppose you don't want to stay in India, you want to go to the US or Australia or Canada, your CPA is very well valid. Now coming to 3 reasons why you should not do CPA if you're an Indian student. Number one is that eligibility criteria is a very big hurdle. Guys, I know, even though I've tried to explain it as much as possible about this minimum eligibility criteria, getting a license from a particular state, whether it's California or somewhere else, all of that, but this is a huge hurdle. I have seen students, going crazy over it because their degrees are not valid. Sometimes students don't even have degrees. If they have degrees, their credits are so less, and majorly from tier 3, tier 2 colleges is really bad. The credit system is really bad. Sometimes then again students will have to wait really long to do their MBA or MCom and then apply for CPA, which again is one of the reasons why people like chuck it, yaar, nahi karna hai to nahi karna hai. Second reason why you should not do CPA if you're an Indian student is it is expensive. See guys, 4.5-5 lakh rupees of investment is expensive. Along with that, repeats also happen a lot, so 65,000, 70,000 rupees is wasted every exam. Plus the more time that you're spending to give these exams, you might be paying more money to the coaching institutes as well, which again can expand, your 4.5-5 lakhs to 7 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 9 lakhs, which again is a very high number, keeping, middle class India in point, which again is one of the reasons why people are like, chuck it, let's not do it. Third reason why you should not do CPA in India is because it is not going to be very useful for you in the Indian roles, in the Indian job market. See guys, if you're going to be joining EY India, your CPA is not going to be of really good value to you. Until unless you're joining like EY GDS or somewhere, where your skills are going to be of utmost use and importance, it's great. But if you think that just doing CPA and then working in an Indian company which has nothing to do with US or international transactions or anything like that, your CPA is not going to be very valid for you. That is why I always tell students, please have clarity before you choose. Sometimes people just watch videos and then they're like, हाँ ACCA कर लेते हैं, CPA कर लेते हैं, CFA कर लेते हैं. But that's not the way it works. You should very carefully decide whether you want to do it, what kind of job are you looking for, what kind of salary are you targeting, and if you feel it takes all of those things, that is when you should do CPA. Again, guys, if you want to have a detailed conversation about this, please see me for my personal guidance and doubt clearing session, and I can explain that to you in detail. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video till the very end. If you like it, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Comment below if you have any doubts, question, queries. Guys, I really request you from the bottom of my heart, please share this video as much as possible with your friends, family members. I'm pretty sure this video will be really useful to them. Also, do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon and follow me on Instagram. I'll see you all with another video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.